Welcome back to another video review. And this time I brought out my newer camp oven that I got a little over a year ago now. I've used on several trips. And basically this is, of course, is going to be another kind of car camping or camping out of the vehicle type scenario. Or if you have a camper or something that doesn't have a range or something, or you don't want to do cooking inside of your camper or whatever. This is a little camp oven that you can take with you. It can actually run off little 1-pound cylinders for about 5 hours if you actually, depending on how many of the burners you're using, for about 5 hours of actual use. In my case, I have a bulk tank, so the first primary accessory that I would highly recommend is getting a bulk tank adapter. This little guy is the regulator, whatever that comes with, plugs into the back of the unit, that converts it into the standard 1-pound tanks. And then I have the adapter that does the bulk tank adapter from the 1-pound guys to the actual bulk tank itself. I can show you on the back here how this actually connects here in a minute. So maybe I'll do that here in a second. Little accessory I guess I added was a little bungee cord on top, because the one thing that annoys me is if this thing's rattling around in the back of my vehicle. So nice little handy accessory, right? And of course, the table does not come with it. I bought this actually at Sam's Club, which maybe I'll do a review on how that all works as well in the future. But essentially, pretty simple. I'll tell you what, I'll get a little closer. That way you can get a little bit more detail for what I'm showing you. And yeah, yay. So this is the regulator that comes with it, where you would have the 1-pound tank drooping off the back here. All it does is screw onto this little nipple here. Once it grabs onto the thread, you just thread until she's tight. Go, we should be good there. And then I just have the cord running down to the bulk tank down below. But this is what the back of the unit looks like. You can see all of the gas things for the oven, and not a whole lot going on back here, but enough. So here we have obviously the oven, and then the top up here. So this is actually a windshield. There are the little clips here that you can actually put this guy in. I should do this side too. Let's do that again. And that way you get full access to the cooktop. They do have little electric igniters in these, so I don't have to worry about bringing a lighter or worry about matches or anything like that, or get my hand in here. Everything actually ignites by itself. So if I actually open up the tank here, I get a little gas coming out. Get the gas actually coming out of it. There she goes. So now we can adjust the size of the, yeah, she's coming up hot. So obviously in the sunlight it's hard to see, but there are blue flames coming out of here, and she's hot. Yep. So, and then you just turn it off. And then now I have gas in the system. It's gonna be the same way whenever you hook up a new tank. You gotta flush the system, get all the air out of it. Same thing with this one here. It also has the igniter built into it. And then the oven also, exact same principle. I bought this on myself. This is kind of the first thing I bought. This is just I think an 8x8 or 9x9 pan that I keep in here at all times for making cinnamon rolls or whatever I want to make when I'm actually out camping. You also have all the heat sources contained down below. You do have a temperature gauge. I've never had it really go above about 400 degrees myself. That's about as high as I could ever get it. Most of the camping I actually did with the oven was cold weather camping, not summer camping. So maybe in the summer you could actually get a little warmer because you're not fighting the extreme cold. But that's going to depend on wherever you go. You have 2 racks that you can adjust. You can move them just like a standard oven does in your house. And yeah, the window's nice, so you can actually see if anything's, obviously with this you want to conserve as much heat as possible because you're going off a finite resource. And we're going to want to make sure that, you can see if it's done or not without actually pulling all the hot air out of the oven itself. But it makes really good for quick storage. I keep the pan in there and it's good to go. Nice thing is they do have this little handle here, because this does get hot after you use it for an hour or so. It does take longer to cook in this oven than it does at home. That's what I would definitely tell you. Because we're usually cooking with a less reliable heat source pretty much in a setting that doesn't have as much insulation. So that's what I've noticed, at least myself. But I have to say that I love this thing for car camping. It is heavy. It's not light. Pretty good cooking surface. You can definitely get a 9 by 12 pan in here for sure. I think it's about 12 inches to the door. But yeah, I would, the actual pan sizes, I can get a pretty large skillet or grill up here, or fry pan up here, as well as I was frying bacon while also cooking other things on this burner as well. So it's an awesome little oven and really handy to have. So Camp Chef did a really good job. The weight is probably the biggest thing because it's not heavy, or it's very heavy. However, the one thing I probably don't like most than anything else is the inability to hold this down without me adding something else, right? So this little cord that I snap on here is wonderful, but it should be built in my opinion. That's one of the big gripes that I personally would have. And the other gripe that I would have is this valve back here. So this guy here, the regulator, when you take it in the vehicle, this regulator will stick out of the machine, which is why they have it so it can come off so easily. But now I gotta put it somewhere or make sure I don't lose this thing. Kind of another annoyance in my opinion. I wish it would be a little bit differently, or they would give you some kind of soft thing that you could just throw in the oven here. In my case, typically I wrap it in a drying towel, and then I put it in the pan. So that would be the only thing that I could actually think of myself, other than putting it in some other tote that you have all your dishes or something in. So, but that is the Camp Chef camp oven. So this is the Camp Oven 2, I think, is the actual model number on this one, because it wasn't the original Camp Oven. I think they're still working on the exact same one. They haven't really changed it. The stainless steel design of this one I love. Doesn't show rust or anything. I've had it for over a year. It's stored out in my garage at all times. It's awesome. So that is the Camp Oven by Camp Chef. So last little snippets here. Accessories that I would highly recommend for this. If you want, I did not, but you can get a bag. They do make a storage bag for it. The biggest accessory, in my opinion, is the bulk hose adapter. I also have a tank manifold, so I can pull off multiple devices off my tank, and this goes to the manifold, and then that manifold actually sits usually right about here, so I can actually hang a lantern from it. So I really like that for car camping scenarios, like I said. The table here is, I love it, but you do not need it. If you have a picnic table or something in your camp, works great. Don't mess around with this unless you need a cooking surface or you want an extra, a standard cooking surface without using up another table or something. You can put it on the ground. It's just going to be a little more annoying, obviously, stooping over to check the oven all the time. But yeah, it all depends on the scenario you're going for. This is obviously more of a luxurious style in camping. I have had campers, but I tend to camp now again, and because I love it. But this is kind of a luxury that is nice to have if you're in those scenarios where you're trying to do a long weekend with your family, and not trying to go anywhere, I guess. So that's that. If you have any questions or comments, post those below. If you subscribe to the channel, do that above. I'd appreciate it. Share the video to as many people as you can. Check us over on the social sites at CampGeeks. And other than that, yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.